Hi, thanks for coming in to join me today at Everything AeroPilates. Today I will be doing an unboxing of a 5-cord AeroPilates model. I did the 5007 earlier. Now this is the 5102 or the 5102, however they say it, model. This is the white frame with the tan bed, and we're gonna unbox it and put it together. Many of you might have just gotten this model from HSN or QVC, and so once you get it, this is exactly what you're gonna do with your box. But this is a refurbished model, so we only have the 2 horizontal straps, which I'm going to cut off. And you can see the warning here: use caution opening with sharp objects. They don't want you to cut anything that's going to be pertinent to the machine, but they really have it protected with a giant piece of cardboard here. So you don't have to worry too much, but just don't go too deep. You don't want to actually cut the machine. I am going to loosen these sides right now with my scissors. And it's taped really well, so you're going to have to cut all sides, both sides, and then you're going to have to cut down this middle. Another thing I'm going to tell you about a refurbished return model is the box is not going to be specific of what model is in it. The seller that I'm going to put below is a trusted seller. We bought these models refurbished for many of our family members, and they are amazing, amazing. Great customer service, great quality, everything. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and open the 4 side flaps, and I'm gonna set my scissors aside. I'm just gonna pull these down because I am gonna get the AeroPilates out in a minute. As I stated, this giant piece of cardboard is on the top that protected the unit during shipping and during opening. And I'm gonna throw that aside for now, but I'm actually gonna need it in just a moment. So actually I'm not gonna take it too far. Okay, so under the flap, I'm gonna set this piece of cardboard. It's gonna protect my floors for when I get this model out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and rip open. I just put my scissors up over there. So I'm gonna rip this open, and I'm gonna unpack the AeroPilates. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because I want everything set to the side so it's out of the way when I do assembly, and I'll grab it as I need it. The best thing to do is kind of put it across the room so you don't have to keep moving it. In one of the other videos when I was opening the AeroPilates and putting it together for you guys, I had to keep moving. I tried to cut some parts out, but I set everything over here, and I had to keep moving the pieces out of my way so I can keep up with assembly. So I'm just going to advise you from that experience to go ahead and take everything and put it far aside until you need it. And I will let you know when you need it. So just stick it across the room while you're doing that. And again, I'm gonna rip this bag open because I did not have my scissors. Next time, keep your scissors near. Okay, this first big giant piece here is the rebounder. So that's gonna be set aside. We don't need that right now. You're gonna see the foot bar, also set aside. I'm putting it right on top of the rebounder. Extra cardboard we actually don't need right now. And then you're going to see some of the other pieces. These are the shoulder pads. You can see that. We're going to set those aside. We also, you're going to loosen this cord, not loosen this cord, but carefully lift it to get out these end caps. They are secured under the end cap, or under the cords, so they don't move or get damaged during shipping. So you're going to do that next. One of the end caps, I'm going to set it aside. Lifting the cable again, this is the cord, sorry, not lifting the cable. The cord again, I'm going to get out the second end cap, set it aside. Okay, and now I have a bag of pieces, and you can see that it's split. This actually kind of happened on my last build for AeroPilates unboxing, and a screw was missing, but when I went back to the box, I found it in the bottom of the box. So grab all the pieces that just have gotten loose and stick them kind of back in the bag so that they are all together for assembly. Okay. Now it looks like everything, and this is a pull. The pull comes with this model. I have never seen this pull in white. So that's actually a surprise. Every time they put this on the air with HSN or QVC, it is always in a black pull. So that's kind of a fun surprise. A white pull, very cool. And this pull, we'll show you later what you can do with it, or you can watch videos on YouTube from HSN or QVC. You can just type in AeroPilates, HSN, AeroPilates, QVC, and look for this particular model, and they'll show you in the demonstration what you can do with this pull. But we'll show you later on this channel too. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab all these styrofoam pieces and just tuck them to the side. And there's just a few, and that's securing the machine while you're shipping. And then down here, you'll notice you have your DVDs. This is gonna be your DVD. It's gonna be your 30-day jumpstart program, your wall chart, and your instruction booklet. Okay, and this is the AeroPilates Pro Reformer 5102. You can see from here that it's a 5-cord. I have a black, a red, a yellow, a red, and another black. So very exciting. And now we are ready to go ahead and take the AeroPilates machine and tip it up onto this side right here. So I'm gonna lift this up onto the side, and then we're gonna stand it up. So let me show you how to do that. All right, a real important thing when you're doing this, that's that white cable under there creaking. You're gonna bend down like a squat somewhat. You don't have to come as far as me. I'm just down this low because I'm showing you, but you can bend down slightly like this. You're gonna lift with your legs, which means I'm gonna stand up through my legs, but my arms are pretty much gonna be in the same position when I'm lifting, okay? That's what it means to lift through your legs, if you didn't know. So I'm gonna get under the base of the machine. I'm lifting under that spot that I just showed you. I'm holding the box with my foot and my leg so that it doesn't move on me, because that could just strain my back. So I'm down, get up, pull a little towards me, sliding, and now it's up on the ledge. Okay, not too bad. I can throw away this styrofoam, get it out of the way. And now that's on the ledge, I'm gonna wanna stand it up. So I'm actually gonna get into this box. Let's see if you can see. Into this box and stand it up onto the cardboard that I have laid down. Again, I'm gonna bend down, stand up with my legs, my arms are in the same position. Now you can hear a couple things just happen. The carriage adjusted, and you can hear all those screws that fell out of the bag rummaging around. I'm gonna check the box right now for any extra screws, and there are none. And I'm gonna set the box aside. So now it is standing up. I'm gonna go ahead and grab these white cables that were on the original box out of the way. Okay, and we are gonna lay the machine down. Okay, so while it is stood up in this position, I'm gonna take this bag off. And then we're gonna lay it down. And I'm gonna grab this bar right here to help me lay it down. I'm gonna slide it just a little. And I know you can't see, maybe you can see. The straps are just getting kicked a little to the side. If your straps are behind the bed right here on the floor, you want to kick them out to the side so that they're not gonna get in the way when you lay it down. It'll just make a possible impression in the bed. So just make sure everything's cleared out of the way from behind, and then I'm gonna slide it a little forth with my cardboard and lay it down. Okay, now that it is laid down, we're gonna look at the end here, and you can see that there's like it looks like a long screw right here, has threads on each end, and it's soldered onto here, and that is the spot where you put the wheels, and that's our next part of putting this together. So I laid out my pieces. Here's a wheel, and another wheel, and then you should have, you might find 4 to 6 washers. This only came with 4, sometimes they come with 6. As it really doesn't need the 6, but as a refurbished unit, I'm happy with what this has. And probably a washer got lost in the process of shipping it back and forth, and since the bag was open, as you saw, so I'm not worried. Usually they would have you put the 2 on first onto the little threads there and scoot it all the way in, and so I'm only doing 1 each this time. So 1 washer on each, a wheel and a wheel. Now, if you had the 6 washers, like your unit is new or the refurbished one did not lose the washers, you would put 2 on first, then the wheels, then the last 2 washers. And those are popping on right there. Okay, and now your AeroPilates comes with this tool. This is going to act as like a ratchet, and then you have this piece too, which can also act as a wrench on the end here, or a Phillips screwdriver, which is what we use, or we will use in a little bit to do the feet. There's 2 nuts to go on the edge of these wheels, and I'm going to finger tighten them just a little bit. That went pretty well. Sometimes it doesn't go as well with the finger tightening, but this one's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to take this piece, and at first I'm going to use a hand tighten, but just in my experience that doesn't get me too far. And I'm just like wrapping my fist around it and kind of turning it. I'm going to do the hand tighten on this other side as well. And my left hand is definitely not as strong as my right. Okay, that got me a pretty good tighten. But now to go ahead and finish, I have a choice. I can use this wrench and just pull it up, go back down. Yeah, so this is not my favorite option, but it could just be because I'm not as coordinated. So you just hook it on the edge, tighten it, hook it on the edge, tighten it. Now, that's your one option if you want to use this as a wrench. Now, if you don't like that option, you can use this as a ratchet. And I'm going to put it in. And this screwdriver, well, I'll show you this outside. The screwdriver will fit through the hole that's there, and that gives you some, gives you like a handle for some torque. So I'm going to do that. I put it in there. I'm going to stick that on, and I'm going to turn it. The problem with this method is you're going to have to start up again and turn it. And then you start from the top. And I'll show you what I mean from start from the top. The wrench is up here, the screwdriver's down at the bottom, and then I'm going to turn it down. Take it off, start from the top again, and turn it down. I'm probably going to do this about 6 times. So I think that was 3, 4, and you can get a good rhythm with it. 5, it doesn't have to take forever. 6, so it doesn't take too long, but it's a little bit of a pain. And then on this one, 1, this one you start, one side's gonna have the wrench up, the other side's gonna have the wrench down. So this is the side where the wrench has to go down to tighten. So I start with it downwards, tighten it up, start with it downwards, tighten it up. So is that 3? I might miscount on this. 4. Whoops, that didn't catch. 5 and 6. Okay. And I'm going to show you something because 6 tightens on this one makes the wheel stuck. But this wheel is still rolling. So I'm going to have to go ahead back and loosen this side. I did it a little too tight. So now I'm going to start to loosen it. I'm going to start with the bunch up. Obviously lefty-loosey. And take it down a little more. I've actually ever tightened this before and I should have warned you about it, but at least you saw it for yourself. That if you do over tighten these nuts on here, these wheels are not going to move. And you need them to move because this is how you roll up your machine. So you want to be able to give them a spin. You can hear that. That's how you want it. They're still tight enough, that nut's on there, that the wheels are not going to fall off and it's secured, but you can still roll it. All right. Now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and set this on its side. So all I'm doing right now is taking the handles out. They're kind of tucked under as we kick them to the side. So now I'm pulling them out and you can see they're going to be in line with this knot. Nothing's going to be in between them and the knot that's on the actual machine. And I'm going to lift this to the side. When you lift this to the side, you want to kind of make sure that this platform is not going to fall off the rails. I'm going to make sure that this carriage stays on by pushing this back So all I'm doing, see if I can, now see that just came off, but I'm gonna push it back all the way so that you hear that click. Set the carriage up. There's a pin here on the side, and because this is a refurbished unit, it's not where it's supposed to be, but if it was not a refurbished unit, it would be in here and it would lock. What it does is when you're folding up, it locks these two together. So now I can't lift this up, except that far. Do you see that? Because I have the pin locking it together. And that's when it's standing up, it's gonna be locked together, so you're not gonna have a problem with it falling over or coming, flattening out like the splits. So I'm gonna take that pin out. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm gonna take that pin out and I'm gonna set it to the side. And again, now I'm gonna go under the carriage and lay this on the box still on its side. And because the pin's out, now I can lift it quite far. And I'm gonna pull my little handle over to the side that it's now, you can see where the top and bottom are. So just make sure the handles are, it's a little pain, but just make sure they're out of the way the whole time. You don't wanna have any fringe from getting them stuck under parts. So just be mindful of where the handles are, get them in line and get them out of the way. And now you can see this opened wider than what it would have if this pin was still in. But I'm gonna put the pin here, this is like its resting spot when you don't need it closed. So I stuck that in there to get that out of the way. And this part, we're gonna open this machine to a V. Now I'm really glad I have my box on this side. These edges are not as rough as these side edges. So when I first took it out of the box, I wanted this part on the cardboard, just in case it could scratch my floor. But now this side right here, until you get the end caps on, it can scratch your floor. So make sure you have something under your AeroPilates at this point if you have a floor you need to protect. So I have the 4 feet laid out here on the side, and there's 4 of these, and when I purchased a brand new AeroPilates, which has been one, the rest have been refurbished, the screw was inside the foot here. Probably from all the shipping it got loose. But all you do is you're gonna pop in the screw from the bottom part. The top is more flush. That's where you wanna see the screw poking out. This has like a indentation, like a hole in there, and that's in the hole you're gonna stick the screw. You're gonna pop it out the edge, like that. Let's see if you can see that. So this is what it's gonna look like. And now we're gonna start screwing it in. There's 4 of these. You can try to finger tighten. In this case, it's not going very well. So what I'm gonna do is get the screwdriver. This is a Phillips screwdriver, Phillips screw. Line it up in there. Get it into the hole and start twisting it in. And you're definitely gonna have to apply some pressure on here. This is not gonna just screw in nicely. You need to make sure it's lined up with the Phillips screwdriver into this slats, and then put some pressure and get this guy screwed in. The 4 feet are actually my least favorite part of putting this together, and they're actually the most time-consuming part. Once we get this done, it's like a breeze. Put that screw back in, get my Phillips lined up, and I'm gonna screw that in as well. Applying pressure. Usually when I do this, I'm inside this area, and I might kind of like this a little better because I have my body weight leaning against the one side of the machine while my arm is pushing to twist and secure the screw. Okay, so that's one side done. So my next foot is ready. Get my Phillips. That's the wheel talking to you. If any of this looks uncomfortable, you can get better tools to make this easier. Invite family members over to help you put it together if you think anything is going to be too hard. I really think that most people could do this if they just get over like the mental, like, oh, I don't know if I can do it mentality. If you can get over that, I really think, I mean, this is, I'm turning this screw with this screwdriver, probably about 15 turns. And I really think almost everybody can do that. This extra step of putting the screw in here on the feet, you might not even have to do. If you buy a refurbished one, you might have to do it. If you buy a new one, you may not even have to do that. It may come like that. And so you have that one extra step already done. But just in case something falls apart, you know what to do. You know that it goes in there. Probably one of the harder parts about getting these feet on is making sure that the Phillips head lines up with the screw. You really have to make sure it's in there. Otherwise you're gonna be turning and it's not gonna be turning with you. It's gonna be turning, it's gonna feel like you're turning forever and really you're not even caught on the screw. Okay, all of those 4 things are tight and now we're gonna flatten the AeroPilates out and show you what to do from here. So how's everyone doing so far? We have the feet on, we have the wheels on. So far it took minimal strength to get this up on its side. This part is a little tricky, but I'll show you how to do it. We are getting the straps out of the way again, and I'm going to walk this side straight and kind of lean the whole thing over. So I'm not very graceful, so if I can do this, I'm confident that you can do this. So I'm going to scoot this back just a little to give myself some room, and then I'm going to come over to this side and walk it open. Actually, we're going to have to tilt it a little. And this is just because I have limited room. If you have limited room, lift up this back side so you don't scratch your floor and just kind of slide the box. Now lift up the foot, swing it out until you are straight. Ah, there's one of my other washers. Okay, and now slowly lean it down. Okay, so that wasn't so bad. What did you guys think? Okay, and that can be set aside. So now it's time to get some of our other pieces. So right now, if you are opening this with me, you're gonna grab the 2 shoulder pads, the 2 end caps, the foot bar, and the 2 pulley risers, okay? Shoulder pads, end caps, foot bar, pulley risers. Let's go get them. We have the foot bar, which we're gonna use to gauge how we line up the end caps. We have the shoulder pads, which I'm just going to rip open and grab them out. And this is the first thing we're going to install, the shoulder pads. It's a very easy install. Like I said, from now on, we're just kind of popping things in. So you can see right here, this has a cardboard to protect this neck pillow. I'm going to grab that off and toss it aside. And now we're just going to pop in the shoulder pads. You can see they just go right in. Okay, we're just putting them in with the rebounder. So if you're looking for your pulley risers and you do not find them, cut open that box that has your rebounder and grab them out. Okay, and then we have the end caps. So for the end caps, they look pretty much the same, but one thing you're going to notice, this caution sticker, and here's your actual model number. Usually this model number sticker is somewhere underneath the machine, but I love that they have it on this newest model. This is the newest 5-cord that you can get. They have it right here on the end cap. So that, it has great. So you can see the model number, and what's great about this is you get actually a free online DVD with this color, this tan with the white frame reformer. If you buy a new or refurbished from the manufacturer, you will get a free download, or not download, you can download, but a streaming video on Stamina. So you need the model number and the serial number for that, and it's right there. So I love that. That's on the end cap. So these 2 things are going to face the head. Here's the head. The caution sticker is going to be looking at the head. That's one way to remember it. The other thing is you have these 2 extra holes in this foot stand, or in this end cap, and those are for the wheels. So let's get a closer look at these guys. Okay. So from here you can see they both have on the ends kind of like a squared off archway, and those are going to connect on the rails. Here you can see what I was talking about, the caution, and maybe I shouldn't show my serial number, but and then on the back side you have the 2 extra holes here for the wheels. This is where you're gonna screw in your foot bar or trampoline if you choose to do that. It's not necessary. But on this other side, you can see how these have the curved archway. Those are gonna be for the pulley risers, and those you do have to screw in. Now you can unscrew those for storage, but for use, they need to be screwed in. So let's get these on. Okay, again, we already decided the caution sticker and the serial number. We're gonna take off the, you can see in there, they have like a double-sided sticky pad. We're gonna take off the backing so that it's sticky. Okay, and we're gonna have to line up the holes on the foot cap. So I'm gonna move the camera just a minute so you can watch me do that. So this is the bottom. You can tell it's the bottom because this is where the cords connect. So you'll have that cut out. So the caution is going to face the head, which is over there. And I already took the sticky parts off, so this is ready to go. I'm gonna put it on lightly first. You can see the two square archways are gonna go here on the rail. The extra archways and the curved are gonna go out here, towards away from the machine. And when I start to put this on, I'm gonna line up the holes with my fingers because there's a hole in the white metal that needs to line up with this hole on the black plastic. And then you can push down. Now, this is why I brought out my foot bar. I want to check that that's lined up enough. If you don't do this right, you're going to have a little struggle getting your foot bar in. I've actually had to redo it completely once. So let's make sure that's not going to happen. Okay, it goes in. The holes are lined up well enough. Now let's go to the head. Moving to the head of the machine, we have the other end cap. Again, the curved arches are going to go out away from the machine. The squared off arches are going to go on the rails. So again, I'm going to pull off the double-sided paper there so that it can be the sticky. So it can be sticky and ready to push on to the end cap. Always a little tricky. Okay, so those are ready to go. And I'm going to line it up properly. A trick I use is putting my fingers in there so it can line up. That's correct. So those are on. And now we're going to do the pulley risers. When you do the pulley risers, you can see that the holes go all the way through. And there's 5 of them. These are going to go left to right on your machine. So like from shoulder pad to shoulder pad, they're not going to go from head to toe. You can see now there's a hole in the bottom of this pulley riser here. That is going to face towards the wall, away from the machine, away from the head of the machine, away from everything on the machine. And the reason that is we're going to use that hole to secure these with the screws that came with the set. 4 of these screws from AeroPilates. Can you see those? Whoops. And 2 are if you want to screw in your footboard or your jump board, your trampoline, your rebounder. The other 2 are to secure the pulley riser. Anytime you need the machine, you use the machine, you're going to need these 2 on the pulley risers minimum. And then if you want to do, let's move a little, okay. And then if you want to secure your foot bar or your cardio rebounder, you can use the other 2 for there. I never do that. Marjolaine Brugman, who designed this machine, designed this particular machine based on the specs of Joe Pilates. But the design that she uses this all the time. It's the only thing she uses, and she does not screw in the foot and bar or the trampoline. Okay, so I'm gonna screw these pins in now. And there were those curved arches in the footboard, or in the end cap, and those allow for the screw to fit right in. Make sure your pulley riser is lined up, and it's gonna catch. And then you just tighten that down. And this has to be really tight. The reason is you're gonna be pulling on these with your cables, with your not your cords, with your straps. And your feet are gonna be in the straps, your arms are gonna be in the straps. And so you really want this secured in there. So I've had these pretty loose before because I didn't check them one time after the move. We recently moved here and I didn't check him and the pulley riser got pretty loose in the move. And it didn't hit me in the head or anything. But that is my fear. And that's why I want you guys to make sure you get these tight. So it's still secure even though it's loose. It's not going to come out and hit your head. But it's just good to have these secured. Okay, so those are tight. And now the only thing we have left to do are the straps. So the straps come bundled up with a rubber band. You just remove the rubber band. So now for the pulley riser, you can see, where are you? This curved part right here, let's see if you can see that. This curved part right here is going to go around the back. It's gonna hug the back of this riser. So this is the correct strap. I'm gonna hug the curve to the back of the riser, and then you can see the bar, this bar that's here, you see that straight edge, is gonna come in from the inner side and go through that hole. And you can start at the top hole. This is, as you get stronger, you lower this, and it gives you more resistance because it gives you a longer lever to pull from. And then I'm gonna hook the strap, this strap here, around the shoulder pad and do the next one. Okay. Again, this curved section right here is gonna hug the back of the pulley riser away from the head. And then this straight part is gonna go from the inside of the pulley riser right here, not from the outside, and go straight through this top hole. So, curve is hugging it, straight bar goes in through, and then you can drop it down. And this should be down here when you're ready to use it. Strap is gonna go on the shoulder pad, and I'm gonna push the shoulder pad away. The carriage is gonna go down. You can see how the straps kind of hold on there. And now I'm gonna show you how to hook up the cords. To hook up the cord, I push the carriage all the way down here, and you just pull out whichever cord. I'm gonna use this black one. It's a little easier to grab. You probably need 2 hands. You're gonna pull it out and set it into the little notch that's there for it. I'll do the yellow one too. That's a relatively easy one. And well, you can see, let's see if I can do that right. It's easier when you're sitting on this to do with 2 hands. So I'll do that then when I'm sitting on it. But you have the black and yellow. These 2 are gonna be red. This machine has 2 black on the outside, 2 red here, and 1 yellow in the middle. And that's how you do the straps. Now you're ready to go ahead and you can actually lay on it, check the strap length, and start using your AeroPilates. Here it is all put together. That's with the flip bar in, the straps in, the cords in. Those are cords. The straps are on the shoulder pads for easy reach when I'm about to use it. They are attached to the pulley risers you have later. This is my first time having this kind of strap, so I'm gonna play with it a little and then I will make a video. But you can see that the white with the tan is just a really pretty model. Very nice AeroPilates 5 cord. Again, the rebounder can be unpacked at this point and used, and I could jump on this right now if I weren't so tired from putting it together and use it. But actually, when you're done putting it together, it is a good job to jump on it and do some stretches because it's been a little bit of a process. You're probably a little tired, and so just get moving, get those muscles warmed up so that you can stretch them on this beautiful machine. And so let's just review what we did today. We opened the machine and put everything to the side, all the boxes and all the trash. We went ahead and put the wheels on at the bottom, and we'll go ahead and take a look at those over here. There they are. We then put all 4 feet on, which are underneath. They are the rubber feet that are protecting this wood floor from this AeroPilates. We popped on the shoulder pads, which took a couple seconds. We popped on the end caps down by the foot, the end cap down by the head. We installed the pulley risers, and we attached the straps to the pulley risers. We just put the straps on the shoulder pads. That's not necessary, but it keeps them up and out of the way. And we went ahead and put the cords on so that we're ready to use the machine as soon as we want to. So as a quick review of what we had to do to put this together, it was a relatively quick process. Probably the longest process part was unboxing it, getting all the trash to the side. And then the hardest parts were just getting the wheels screwed on with the nuts, and then getting the feet screwed on with the Phillips screwdriver. But that's the hardest part, and that's nothing. That went quite quickly. It's quite easy. Anybody can do that. So I hope that you watch this and you're not intimidated and you think, yeah, I can get this model, I can get any model. They are all very similar with very slight differences, but everything we did today you would do on
just about any model, unless you don't have pulley risers. There's a couple models that don't have pulley risers, and that would save you a step. So those are the 3-cord models. But other than that, you will do everything that we did today on your model, and so you're ready to go. You saw what to do. You saw how easy it was. A little time consuming, but not horrible. I would say the whole actual build probably took between 10 and 15 minutes after getting all the packing material and everything out of the way. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know if you have any questions. And see you next time on Everything AeroPilates.